favor say aye and raise your hand. Aye. Those opposed say no and raise your hand. The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0 that we approve the resolution to close Northbrook Middle School and enact related boundary adjustments related to Springwoods Middle School, Spring Oaks Middle School, and Landrum Middle School.
Well, the future of Northbrook Middle School has been decided. Good evening to you. I'm Caroline Collins. Tonight, the Board of Trustees for Spring Branch ISD voted 7-0 to close the school, and the district held a workshop meeting at its administrative building. That's exactly where we find our Jillian Hartmann with reaction to this decision. Jillian.
That's right. So some community members who have been fighting to keep the school open say that this vote was disappointing, but not surprising. Some say that this was a done deal before tonight's meeting, but that did not stop several community members, take a look at this, and parents and activists from getting up on the podium for public comment to share their concerns, pleading to save the school ahead of tonight's vote. The Spring Branch ISD Board of Trustees voted 7-0 to close Northbrook Middle School for the 2026-27 school year. This vote means students at Northbrook will be rezoned to attend Spring Oaks, Spring Woods, or Landrum Middle School based on their home address. Now, after this vote, we got reaction from community members. Take a listen.
I'm disappointed but not surprised. I think we have no representation on the school board for our communities, communities of color, immigrant communities that we've been saying for years are underrepresented and are being consistently impacted by school closures and budget cuts disproportionately.
I feel like it's a real loss for the community. They don't understand how schools can serve as an anchor, as a place of security for students who are already facing other barriers. And so to have this loss is even more impactful for these families who are already dealing with other obstacles.
All right, well, Jillian, did the district leaders explain the reason behind this closure?
Well, district leaders have cited a number of challenges, including limited resources, declining enrollment, and a budget deficit. And we actually broke down that information for you right here on your screen. So district leaders say that Northbrook Middle School is currently operating at roughly 50% capacity with about 450 students. The district also faces a $24 million shortfall for next school year. Plus, district leaders say resources are spread thin across 4 middle schools, and consolidating would allow the district to maximize resources. Caroline.
Okay, so did they address what this could mean for employees and staff who are working at this school and what those next steps might look like?
Yeah, so I did attend the community meeting last week, and they did mention that all employees will remain on the payroll and they will be restaffed at other campuses. They also mentioned that transportation will be provided for all the students. Now, the next step in this case will be that families will have the opportunities to visit their kids' new school by the end of the school year. For more information on this story, just head over to our website, fox26houston.com. Back to you, Caroline.
All right, Jillian Hartmann, thank you for that live report.